Sarah, can I tell you about something exciting that I've recently come across and have been a fan of for many years, but now I have something even better about it?
Please do.
Can you guess what it is?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I want to tell you today. Okay, so have you ever done the thing where you finished a really sweaty workout in the summer and you're just dripping with sweat and you have to get back in your car and your car already smells a little bit from previous attempts at trying to stay dry? What do we typically do? We try and like shove a towel into the headrest and then it falls down while you're driving, gets you soaking wet.
Or you put a seat all the way back and sit at the tippy edge of it just so you don't get your seat all sweaty. Yes, we've all been there.
Yes. So actually, a few years ago, about 5-7 years ago, Steve bought me sweatproof seat covers for a gift. And I was annoyed at him at the time. I was like, what kind of gift is this? This is the worst. But actually, it was the most ingenious idea because these covers, it's kind of like a child's hooded towel. You put it over the back of the seat, it slides down, it covers the seat, stops the sweat. So then you take it off when you get to the other end and your seat is dry. You would never know. You can obviously have that dry and then put it back in. So I'm excited to tell you that now I have a new one because my old one was just starting to like fade away. He got a cheap one. And I want to tell you about these Dri Seats. So it's going to give you protection for your seats. You can install it in seconds. It's got slip resistance, so it will stay in place. And it fits any car, although if you have a truck, there is a bigger size. But you don't have a truck, do you?
You know, it's funny. My husband has a truck, and I literally got yelled at last week for getting his seats all sweaty. So these sound like something I might need to get.
Yes. So they're thin, light, they're washable, they don't stain, they're perfect for like post-run, especially on those summer days. So I want to tell the listeners that if you use code R4R, as in the number, R4R20, you are going to get 20% off your first order at dri-seats.com. So you can protect your car seats after your workout, after doing yoga, going to the beach, whatever it might be. And it's just a brilliant idea that I'm so thankful that I've had over these years. And I love that I have this new one that works so well. And so, yeah, I just wanted to tell you about it. So go check it out. R4R20.
It sounds like my days of wiping down my seats with baby wipes trying to cover up my mess. Sounds like my days of that might be over.
Or also it could help you if you've had one of our accidents we talked about in a previous episode, right? As it is machine washable. All right. Thank you to Dri Seats for supporting us with this episode, and go use that code R4R20 at dri-seats.com.
All right. Welcome back to our For Real-Isodes. This is number 7. I think I just had to count on my hands. Am I right?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. This is number 7. And Tina is about to surprise me with a question of her own. So let's hear it.
Yeah, I've gone from your list that you copy and pasted from the internet. And this one I just think is interesting because of the amount. You don't often hear this, but it says, if you found $2,000 on the ground, what would you do with it? Because it's not enough to be like life-changing, but it's obviously like something to be excited about. So what would you do with that 2,000?
That is such an odd amount. It's just it's just the right amount of money to do nothing with. Because like you can't buy a car. You could pay for like a month of your mortgage, maybe. The funny thing is when you're in your 30s, it's like the answer for most people, if you're a responsible human being, is going to be like, well, duh. Like I'd put it towards my house, or I'd invest, or I'd do this or that. Honestly, because I think about this though, the times that I have found money, like when I've been out running, there's been a couple of times I've never found $100 bill. I've never found a 50, but twice I've found like 2 crisp $20 bills. And it feels so like serendipitous that both times I've like grabbed it and held it. And then when I see someone, I'm like, hey, today's your lucky day. And I'll like give them that 20 because it feels like the universe. Yeah, because it feels like the universe sort of threw that in my path. Like one time I was warming up for a race and I was out by these, like randomly by these train tracks, not a house in sight. And there was just a $20 bill just laying there. Although, Tina, and I know I haven't quite answered the question yet, but I just have to tell you this because this happened to me the other day, out for a run, and I thought I found a $20 bill, picked it up, held it, and the whole way home, I'm like, something is not quite right with this. And then I notice on Andrew Jackson's face, there, like the mouth was just a little bit upturned, just a little bit of a smirk, and I was like, what is this? And I looked at the back, and instead of where it says "In God We Trust," it said Motion Picture Association of America. And so it was like prop money. And I was like, it is more rare to find prop money than real money.
How
And
did
so
that
I
get
kept
there?
it. I have no idea, but it was like the coolest thing. I'll
That
have
is
to
funny.
show it to you next time I see. Yeah, it was super, super cool. But yeah, no, probably pretty boring. I'm sure I would just use it for $2,000 for like common adult necessities. What about you?
Well, first, I'm going to add some pieces to when you said you found it. You usually ask. I'm going to say two things here. One, whenever I find money on the ground, unless it's like a coin, I kind of pick it up like sheepishly. Like, so I often get this thing that like someone's like trying to see if I'm a good human, that I like pick it up, like look around. Like, has someone done this on purpose?
Yeah.
They're like, I carry it like carefully, like, if anyone looks like they're looking for something, then I'm like, here you go. But no, I'm not kind enough to give it to the next person. I usually just keep it. And then the second thing, when I was 10, I remember being with 3 of my friends near the Off License, which is a liquor store in England near my parents' house. And first we found this baby bird that was like dying.
Oh my God.
We I don't know if this was anything. We put it in an upside down umbrella to carry it back to one of our houses. And then we did I remember something about us lifting the umbrella up and down, bouncing it to try and get it to breathe again.
Oh my gosh. Tina, how old were you?
10. And then we put it in the shed that day to we were going to come back and take care of it. And then when we came back, it flew out. So I don't know if we saved that bird's life or if it just was taking a rest and we just
that was its ghostly spirit.
But that same day, while we were letting it resuscitate, we were thinking we were good people, and we found a £5 note, which at the time was a decent amount. We went into the Off License and we said, and £5, can I just say? So now I'd say that's probably a $10 bill, maybe. Yeah, probably about the equivalent of a $10 bill. Back then, probably about a $5 bill. And we went in there and we said, if anyone comes in and asks, since they've lost this £5 note, can you give this to them?
Oh my gosh, that's the most adorable thing I've ever heard.
That person must have just been
pure,
thank
Tina.
you. I'll buy myself a sandwich later or something. So that reminded me of that. But what would I do?
Right. Yeah.
I think I would probably give half of it to something, some kind of organization or nonprofit or shelter or something, and then the other 1,000, I think I would probably spend on myself and my family, in terms of I would buy myself something. That there's this little Buddha statue made of stone at the local nursery here, plant shop. And it is $81, and it is so cute. It's this little happy Buddha, and he's got his arms up, and I really, really, really want it, but I can't bring myself to pay $81 for it. So I would buy that Buddha, and then I would, buy all of us something. But yeah.
Isn't that funny how if you find money or whatever, you're like, oh, this is money.
Free
really,
money.
Money is just, but it's that's the money. So I guess, I mean, honestly, you'd probably have to do a little sport. I love that. You'd buy the little Buddha. You'll have to send me a picture of that. That sounds
I do
cute.
have a picture. I will send it to you, and I can maybe share it if someone has to remind me to share it. But it's just I just want it so bad, to the point to where my birthday's a few months away, as is yours. And I might ask for that as my birthday present.
You do should.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but honestly, nurseries and those are the kind of places where I could drop $1,000
easily.
You walk in there and you're I kind of want one of everything.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's definitely, Steve has had enough of my plant obsession.
I know.
Yes.
I saw this. I really wanted to get this sign for my garden that said, I wet my plants. I was it was really cute. Tina and I, before we started recording, we were talking about our little gardens that we have. Tina, what all are you growing? Is it mostly vegetables?
I've got strawberries and I think that's the only vegetable. My mum wants to buy me a tree, so maybe we're thinking a pear or peach. But I've got mostly vegetables like tomatoes, beets, cucumbers, peppers. What else? potato. I'm going to try potatoes, although I might need your advice with that one because that's apparently
I've never
quite
done
hard.
potatoes. No, because my beds are like super, super shallow. So I never plant anything like carrots or onions or potatoes or
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
trying
But
carrots and leeks and
yeah.
then herbs and strawberries. So yeah, I've got quite a lot. We're going to see what happens, but I have a feeling half of my seeds aren't going to come out as they should. I don't know. Because as I'm recording this, I'm going away. I'm interested to see when I come back. I'll be like, oh, look at what has come out. And then I've been told, what is it, like a 20% success rate or something with
that
planting
can't
seeds?
be right.
You think? No.
I think that can't be right. I literally everything I've planted except the strawberries has come up.
Okay.
And I got so worried. I get so worried and impatient. I was telling Tina before we jumped on, but like how I sometimes just like dig through the dirt and I check on like my seeds to see if they're doing anything. Yeah. It's embarrassing. But yeah, no, I don't know. Just trust them and give them lots of sun and water and trust that the magic will happen. But
they've definitely got the sun. Water, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's so funny because I came from like Flagstaff which has like way up in the mountains, and I had like super high fences in my backyard. My growing season was like 8 weeks long, and I got like it's a half hour of sun a day. So it's like literally, I had literally a watermelon that grew to the size of a fingernail. So this year, I'm really hoping now that I live in Alabama and have a yard full of sunshine that I'll get like
I'm excited.
Full benefits.
Yes.
Me too. Let's definitely send week by week pictures of our gardens.
We will. Yeah. No, this is going to be fun.
Children. Yeah.
All right, we better wrap this up before we end up talking about plants for another 15 minutes, which we easily could. Thank you so much, Sarah, for your answer, and we would love to hear your answers. What would you spend 2,000? You can insert whatever, dollars, pounds, euros, yen, whatever. What would you spend it on? We would love to hear.
Doubloons.
Doubloons?
Doubloons, like pirate booty. I don't know.
Or your what was your money? Your movie? What did you say it was called?
Oh yeah, my prop money. 2,000
prop money.
Prop
2,000 prop money. Prop dollars.
You just spend and then consequently be arrested. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.